Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic. I'm Magic Mel, and this is Al, my spirit guides. And yes, this is the second episode I'm recording today. I'm on a roll. You haven't heard from me for 5 days. I come back as an avalanche. But I changed outfits slightly adjusted my outfit. Bon, so I told you I was gonna pull some cards because today is the full moon in Scorpio. How are my Scorpios doing? I don't really know how Scorpio people are. I mean, I don't like to generalize anyway with the whole like what do you call that thing? Horoscope thing. I must say though, certain things like I'm a Leo, certain things about Leos do apply to me, especially when I checked my natal chart once and I'm like, damn, I should have looked this up years ago. It makes sense. I mean, so I don't want to like confine my entire being into this category of this one thing, but I do feel things like human design and your horoscope can be, or even was numerology and bon, j'ai oublié. They can be informative. And again, using my own discernment, I filter out what resonates with me. So it's amusing. In any case, Scorpios, it's your full moon. Should we pull some cards, guys? Mamas? It's my moonology deck. I like my new. What do you guys think about my new background? It looks a bit more magic melly, huh? Voila. Finally, some paintings up on the wall, not just. I've got so many that are kind of leaned against the wall, but at least some are up now. Voila. Especially that one, I really like. It's like essence of my energy. So, vamos allá. Connecting with my. I've got a new term. It's called Asga team. Because it's always long to say connecting with my angels, spirit guides, and ancestors. It's almost like a tongue twister. So I'm like, dear Asga, dear Asga team. They already know what I mean. Dear Asga team, connecting with you guys, and especially for this occasion, Archangel Haniel, Archangel of the Moon. What message do you have for you watching? Ba? I know I should say ba, menos. Okay, auto edit. Message for you. Thank you, Daniel. It's Friday again, guys. Where did this week go? First week of May. Crazy. Here in Spain, well, we had the 1st of May as holiday and the 3rd, which was like a local Jesus Nazareno holiday. And I think today was another holiday. It's just like an entire week of holidays. Because in Spanish, it's amusing. Let's say there's like a Tuesday holiday. We call it Puente. They take the Monday off too. So just make a whole bridge holiday, meaning there's so many holidays. I remember when I arrived here as a kid, I was like, wow, there's so many holidays. This is awesome. And people didn't even know. I remember, unlike in Germany where you had like 5 year ahead calendars of every holiday and every vacaciones, no? Here you were like, school closed end of June, and we didn't quite know when the exact date was when their school would restart. And I was like, how can they not know? They're like, just come back, just check in, call the school, beginning of September and see when we open. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. Bon, focus, Magic Mel. Scorpio full moon, what message do you have for us? Thank you so much. I appreciate one of my followers on here, Adam, who said I could share a bit more about where I live, and it is a beautiful place. Guys, I must admit, Costa Blanca. Maybe I'll do a few more shorts on my phone camera where I can show you a bit of the environment. Ba? Okay, one more. Basta. Are you tuning into your intuition, connecting that, nourishing intuition, trusting it, acting upon it? It's a practice. Crazy is that? Okay, it's not the card is called the new moon in Scorpio. It's not the full moon, it doesn't matter. It's the message that's important. But the Scorpio sign is there. Hey Scorpios, work through your fears. Guys, isn't that the topic now that it's eclipse season also? Working through our shadows. And part of what lies in the shadow is, okay, it's not only bad stuff. In the shadow is a lot of our power, our unclaimed power, but also fears, things we reject, things we deny, things we don't like about ourselves. We kind of relay that to the shadow and then project it onto another person. But there's also fear involved. Fear of the unknown, fear of darkness, fear of Gosh, you tell me, what are you scared of? And it's not something to judge. It's something to be aware of and something to integrate and something to hold in compassion and send love to also. Listen to our fears because they inform us. Usually, when I hear my fear, it's actually precisely the direction I should go. And again, use your discernment. Sometimes my fear is like literally warning me, something is too hot, valid fear. But oftentimes, the voice of fear is one that cautions me to stay away from expanding, from going into the unknown. My fear wants to keep me safe. And that's something to be grateful for too, something to cherish. I thank my fear when it appears. I say, hey, okay, fear, I hear you're there. What have you got to say? I pass the mic, I listen to my fear, and then I decide from my conscious awareness, from my whole being, whether I follow the fear, whatever it says, or I don't. At least I have some say here. I don't just blindly follow my fear. Everything takes discernment, especially listening to our own internal voices. So, listen to your fears and work through them. Again, I just gave you the process of how I work through my fears. I don't reject my fear. I don't relate to my subconscious. I don't run away from my fear. I invite it into my arena of my consciousness and I listen. And then I decide after listening, okay, what have you got to say? For example, my recent fear that came up was stopping my Airbnb. My fear was saying, yeah, but if you stop, how are you going to earn money? And hey, if I actually stop and make space for other opportunities to arise, they will, especially because I trust myself, the divine life, and I trust my manifestation power and my heart's desires. I trust that the universe wants me to manifest my heart's desires because my heart's desires are connected to the universal heart. So if I'm happy, universe is happy. So it's always there to support me. And the more aware I am of my fears, the more I just recognize them for what they are. I don't just, unlike before, where I would be so identified with my fear that I would not see it for what it is. I would completely buy into it. Now that when I recognize it's my fear, I send compassion, I send space, I send awareness. And it's easier to disidentify because I recognize, hey, it's just my fear talking. It's okay. I can still go after what I want. My fear is just telling me, well, one of my arguments with my fear was like, yeah, but it worked in the past, Airbnb, for example. I'm like, yeah, it worked in the past, precisely. What worked in the past doesn't necessarily work in the present moment, especially because we're constantly evolving and growing and expanding. And then it kind of became almost ridiculous when my fear said, yeah, but what about money? I'm like, oh my God, I've worked through this money fear so often that even not having money doesn't scare me anymore. Unlike before, I would like completely get like anxiety. I'm like, because I trust something will always come in, and I trust myself to actually generate and get my ass into gear to act and to create money again. I'm not waiting for the proverbial bus to arrive anymore by doing nothing. I'm also active, but I act out of my inspiration. That's a big one nowadays. I don't want to just act for the sake of acting. Because often when I act for the sake of acting, it's fear-based. And old programming, call it patriarchy, call it capitalist, give it whatever name, is just overdoing trauma response. Trying to feel safe, doing in order to feel safe, at least I'm doing something. Not trusting, not surrendering. Not trusting the rhythm of ebb and flow, action and non-action. Oh my God, here goes my nose again. It must be when I pull the cards, the spirit guys. What the hell? It's crazy. So my fear was also, yes, but what if I just don't do nothing? It doesn't feel safe. My nervous system is not used to not doing anything because it's used to the survival mode of constant action, 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 action. It takes courage to leap into the unknown of resting, of allowing myself, giving myself permission, the spaciousness to slow down and rest. Ironically, though, when I do that, all the good insights come and inspiration hits again. So it's something I'm just training myself to get used to, calming my nervous system when the fear does arrive, and knowing that I have the tools to calm my parasympathetic nervous system and to be in the discomfort of not knowing, of getting used to conditioning myself to resting, to making rest feel okay. But I'm talking about my own fears. How about you? Tell me in the comments box, what fears are you asked to address, especially now with this eclipse season? It's bringing all of these shadows for us to illuminate, shed the flashlight of our awareness on. You tell me, share in the comments box. Work through your fears. Because on the other side of our fears, of actually going through our fear, working through our fear, lies the next step of our liberation. Because fear equals contraction. Courage, which is an aspect of love, means expansion, growth. It's very important to handle our fears correctly. Tell me also in the comments box, how do you deal with your fears? Do you reject and deny? Do you follow it? Do you question it? What is your relationship with your fears? I'm interested. It's an important relationship. So that was one card. Should we just pull a few more oracle? Okay, general oracle from the map of enchanted map oracle. Finally get these names right. Wow. So connecting with your Asgard team, meaning angels, spirit guides, and ancestors, yours too, your spirit team, and see what they have to say for you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much to be thankful for every single day. Gratitude keeps us in the present moment and expands our, what do we actually want to manifest? Because the universe, if you don't even appreciate what you have, how can the universe bring in more of the good stuff if you don't even appreciate the good stuff that's already there? And it's a practice. Again, I used to be so ungrateful in the past. Not judging, just aware now. Because I was focused on lack. I was focused on what was not working. I was focused on what was missing. And this lack mentality, scarcity mentality, is something that the old 3D matrix is definitely feeding us constantly. That you're not good enough, that you're not looking good enough, that you're not capable enough, not enough. Fill in the gap. That's one good voice to discern. That voice that tells you that you're not good enough. Observe that voice. Is that really true? Is that really so? Is it Byron Katie wrote the work now? It's like really questioning our beliefs. Is it really true? We're so absolutists often with our conditioning and our beliefs. We believe that that is really only that way, that there's no other possibility. I used to be like that. And fear often thrives on those beliefs. No, I can't do that because that is not possible. Says who? Everything that's within our imagination, even beyond, is possible. Because the all is the mind, and everything in the mind of the universe is possible. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to have that thought. You know what I mean? Focus, magic man. I like this energy today. I must say I didn't pull cards yesterday because I was in my yin, my own mood, moody moon. And I just, surrendered to this just resting state. And also, when we're in our moon, it's difficult sometimes to think clearly. Just kind of, okay, lay down the gun and say, okay, I surrender to this process. I appreciate it. I don't fight it. And I like to record my videos when the energy tells me go. It's called acting out of inspiration. It's the right kind of yang for me. The energy is there. And remember, everything is energy. Well, focus. One more. Okay. Ready? Vamos. So, message for you. Stormy fields in the reverse. Can you see that? So, upright. Stormy fields, you see like a checkered path. Need to look myself. There's like a bunch of flowers with a bee and some Fliegenpilz, we say in German. They're actually quite poisonous. So we've got that, and then we've got a house in the back that looks a bit like Lord of the Rings or James Bond landscape. And you see a storm, like a kind of tornado thing, swirling around. And this is in the reverse. So feels to me that you're just coming out of a period, a phase, a situation that was quite stormy. You tell me. Share your experience in the comments box. Good thing is, it's in the reverse. So you're coming out of it. And you know, storms, I've shared that in one of my videos. When storms arrive, again, it's not something bad. Let's just take the natural phenomena of a storm out there. Often, especially here, you know, it gets so humid and so laden, the humidity, that we actually long for a storm to clear the air. It feels so despejado, it's so cleared up after the storm. The air is fresh again, the humidity is in the ground, it's clear, we can breathe better, plants are happy, we can see better. No, doesn't that also apply to our personal storms? They're not always welcome. They're usually quite inconvenient, no? Like the outer storms and the inner storms. And they create chaos, but out of it comes new life, new order, a rearrangement of things that maybe were either dried up or stuck. And there's always, always a lesson to take out of these situations. I feel especially out of the painful ones. In the jewel box or the treasure box that makes up Magic Mail, the pearls of wisdom I harvested from my storms, from my internal storms especially. And I cherish them now looking back. Of course, it's not fun when you're in it, no? But what would we be without the hardships, the dark times, the pain, the suffering? We would not be able to appreciate the other side of the spectrum, the joy, the happiness, the gratitude of still being here. So there's a time of a storm to arrive, and there's a time to come out of it. So this is a time. Let me know. Resonates. I'm not even going to look at the booklet. Leave it at that. And just a little short story. Va? I feel inspired. Remember my little deck, which was the Ley de la Atracción, Love Attraction. You know, it's funny. I speak either in English or in Spanish with you because it's the most used languages. I speak 6. My mother tongue is actually German, but it's like having different cars. If you don't use them, they kind of get a bit rusty. So my most driven cars are English and Spanish. That's why I kind of mix things around here with you. And not necessarily in German, unless I count. I only count in German for some bizarre reason. And I just throw here and there some French expressions. Mais bon, vamos? What is... I'm training the cards for a 3-card story. What is a 3-card story that needs to be told, dear Asga team? Remember Asga? Angels, spirit guides, and ancestors? What is a 3-card story that needs to be told? I'm correcting my posture because in dance class, it's amazing. It's so empowering in terms of not only connecting to your body, connecting to your core, but also being more self-aware of how you carry yourself. And I swear I had bad posture in the past, like always like this. And it became familiar, the way I was holding myself. And now I'm like, hey, Magic Mel, remember to expand, be a presence in this world. Voila, correct your posture. So, how about you? Open, and you can breathe better also when your chest is open. Wow. Let's go, Asgard team. My A team, my personal A team, your personal A team. What is the first card of the story that needs to be told? And I love these cards because I don't so much focus on the suit, whether it's the major arcana, minor arcana, the swords, suit of swords, wands, cups, whatever. I look more at the actual illustration, the imagery. And it inspires some short story. For all of you new watchers, you must be saying, what the hell is Magic Mel all about? It's pretty wacky. Welcome. You're welcome here. And for my long-term followers, viewers, I super appreciate you. I hope you know that, guys. I hope you know that. Organic Rebecca, Adam, JC. Hey, if I don't know your name, if you don't drop your name in the comments box, I don't know, I cannot drop your name here in the video, so comment more. There we go. Okay, focus. First card, please, dear Asga team, of the short story that wants to be told today. Stop. Okay. Interesting. The first card, and you need to see this so you can be with me, consists of 3 people holding some kind of trampoline or net. And in this trampoline, you see the shadow looking up now of a person that's looking down. It looks like on top, the person's on top of a building. So this person, sorry, this card talks to me about trusting, very much about community, creating a network, a supportive network for us, for when the time comes that we need to be caught, that we need support. I tell you that it's important that we take accountability, responsibility of our own healing journey, but that we also, that actually includes, leading our own life, leading our own healing, and that includes reaching out to others, asking for support, because you're worthy of support. So, have you created your tribe, your support network? Are you reaching out to other people? Do you trust other people to catch you when you fall? Have you found that supportive network that you can trust? It's very important, because life, we know ups and downs, there's always contrast, and there are times when we need to feel supported and be proverbially caught by our supportive network. So it's important to create that sense of tribe and belonging. Hey, colors go nice with my, gosh, look at that, it's almost like same colors, brown and golden. I'm a visual artist, if you don't know, and so I always look up for colors also, which carry symbology too. So, vale. Second card of our short story. Thank you so much. What's the second card of our short story? It wants to be told. So again, emphasizing, create your support network. Find your tribe. Attract your tribe. You can attract your tribe by being you. Imagine you're a lighthouse. The clearer the signal into the world, the easier it is to attract those who really resonate with you, quirks and all, especially your quirks. Because those who vibe with you will love you for being you. So find that tribe, those you can trust, those you can rely on. And it takes building relationships, no? If you're someone like me who've got oh gosh, I had so much trauma from enmeshment from my own upbringing that I was scared to have relationships. But there's only so much internal healing we can do on our own. At some point, we need other people to heal together with, in community with, in communion with. Huh? It's all about finding the right people, cutting off toxic people, and trusting that the right people will find you. Even setting the intention, we can set the intention to the universe. Help me, dear Aska team, help me find or bring my tribe into my reality. Ask and you shall receive. You've got to believe, though, that you're worthy of it and that it's coming. Second card coming out. Vale. Second card. So the first one was our creating a safety net. Second card looks a bit like fight mode, no? So there's a personaje here who has a sword and a shield. And shield here. Oops, mirror reversed. Can you see that? So I'm going to focus on this card. So he looks quite defensive. Looks quite defensive. For me, I like to interpret the sword as the sword of truth. The sword cuts through the illusions of lies, of deceit, of gaslighting, of falsity, of confusion. So I want to create the story about you. You are the protagonista, the main character here. You're the one standing up there. Knowing that when you fall, there's a safety net to catch you. And you're also one who holds the source of truth and sword of truth in your own hands. And you're capable of using that sword, not to harm, but to cut through any lies. Starting maybe with the lies that you tell yourself. It all starts in our own mind. If you buy into the lies that, for example, your critic tells you the critic that tells you you're not good enough, you're not capable of, if you buy into that, that's buying into your own lies. It's important that you use the sword of your own discernment to cut through that internally first, and then we come into outer situations. If your body, if your being senses some dissonance in what somebody else is saying, meaning that your truth barometer is calling out some bullshit, use your sword of truth to cut through the lies. Speak your truth. And that's a whole art again. It might come out too aggressive because we're not used to sharing our truth. And that was my case. I used to be too aggressive when I shared my truth because I wasn't used to being, it was all new to me. It's an art that I had to develop. Whereas now I'm able to acknowledge my truth and then to spend time processing it and articulate it in a way that also transmits a sense of empathy for the other person and understanding for the other person's perspective. Understanding the other person's perspective, though, shouldn't keep us away from actually speaking our truth. And when we use the sword of truth and speak our truth, it creates clarity. It's like the storm we spoke about earlier, and I forgot the card. Oh yeah, stormy fields. The sword of truth clears the storm of confusion in general. So, question is, are you speaking your truth? Are you using the sword, the tool, the sword of your truth to create clarity inside of you and outside of you? Use it. It's important, not only for your highest good, but for those around you. Whenever we speak or come from our truth and create clarity, we do it for our own good and the good of other people. They will benefit because then we're not enabling anymore. We're not all in the murkiness of fog of deceit, of sneakiness, of just falsity. Truth creates clarity. It might hurt, but it's necessary. Yeah? Just like the storm cleared the fields, your truth will clear the field. So that's the second card. Third card, Asgard team. Thank you. Gosh, sometimes I have to press and see if it's still recording. Because sometimes my computer jams and I have to paste the video together. I think it's my RAM or whatever you call that. Hey, computer techs out there, you can correct Magic Mel. We each have got our forte. That's a beautiful thing too, no? I humbly admit that computer stuff is not my forte. But I have a lot of other fortes. So, third card, please. Thank you so much, dear Asgard team. We appreciate you. We know you're here to guide us, protect us, assist us. That's one thing, We don't have to do all of this alone. We have a whole angelic arsenal we can contact and ask for support and guidance. Ask and you shall receive again. Vamos. Last shuffle. Last card, guys. So excited? Ooh, what does that mean? So, third card is two fists in the air. And they don't look combative to me. They look more like a weird way, like a gangster way of of closing a deal. I don't know. Let me know in the comments box if you have a better idea. My interpretation is that, you see in the background kind of business quarters, and these two businessmen are creating a deal, are striking a deal. Yeah, and that's probably some business gangster style of saying high five, closing the deal. So, closing deals is an important one. It looks to me that both of them are equally, in terms of hand position, are equal position, equal power, equal equanimity, equal stance. There's not one suppressing the other. There's equality and reciprocity there. That's how I interpret it. And that's an important aspect. So, our story sounds very much like one of empowerment, one of encouragement, of creating your own safety net with your community. Yeah, it's important to have people who support you, who catch you when you proverbially fall. It's important to use your sword of truth to cut through your own lies and those that you detect in the outer world. Yeah, we don't need more lies, we need more truth, guys. The truth illuminates. Yeah. So, using your sword, and looks like you're practicing or striking good deals that are reciprocal, that beneficial for all. I don't like these zero-sum games that are very much part of the old matrix, based on greed, lack, and competition, where one wins at the expense of others, or other person, or maybe a large mass of people, or the earth. We need more win-win-win situations where you win, it's beneficial for you, the other person wins, and the universe at large wins. That's what we're talking about. That's a new paradigm. Collaboration. Collaboration meaning working together. Here, high-fiving, acknowledging and working with each other's strengths, enhancing each other's strengths, growing together, striking deals that allow for our biggest expansion and joy. And yeah, also financial abundance. How about that? And standing up for yourself. I mean, are you a business person, entrepreneur? You gotta, as an entrepreneur, no, we gotta stand up for ourselves. We gotta be confident in our message, in our truth, in our value, what we have to share. And speak that also to the other person. Hey, this is my part of the deal. Speak it confidently and wait to hear what the other person says and also accept that and strike a deal. Win, win, win. We're all about win, win, win scenarios in Mel's Magic Official. How is that for a little, I don't know if it's a short story, but more like snapshots of a story. But, guys, shall I leave you with that? Vamos? So this is my TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Mel's Magic double whammy video output. I'm going to post these now. Let me know if anything resonates. I love to hear from you. If you like my videos, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I do energy tarot readings, which I want to clarify. Don't predict your future. You know, I'm all about self-empowerment. My tarot readings, they reflect back to your current energetic stance. It's like looking at a symbolic mirror that shows you where you are energetically and from which you can see what a potential future timeline is and what the challenge and opportunities are and what kind of past situation you're just coming from. It's all about your present energy, which you can change at any time. That's a beautiful thing. Right? So email me for energy tarot readings, and I do one-on-one coaching. If you vibe with my vibe, if you vibe with my message, and if you need a support, if you need someone to witness you in your own processing, in your own transformation, your own integration of your shadow aspects, I am the one for you. But you decide that. Contact me, message me. Vamos. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you for the next episode because we're rolling in this season. Oops. Coming undone. Time to go. Bow. Bow. Ciao. See you guys.